What can ancient Greek tragedies written nearly 2,500 years ago by a general officer and playwright named Sophocles say to us now that can help us face some of the most morally complex issues of our time? There is a theory that storytelling, the most ancient technology of them all, was born from the need to hear and tell the soldier's story, to help veterans make meaning out of their fragmented memories and to speak the unspeakable. Picture 17,000 citizen soldiers sitting in an outdoor amphitheater in the center of the city of Athens in a theater of Dionysus. They are seated according to tribe, which is their military unit, and according to rank, with the general officers seated in the front row and the hoplite cadets seated in the nosebleed section in the back. They have come together to hear plays that only those who've been to war or cared for those who've been to war could possibly understand. They have come together in a century in which Athens has seen 80 years of war to mourn their dead, to wail, to weep, to laugh, and to listen, and to bear witness as a community to the truth of the experience of war. Now picture 1,000 war-weary U.S. soldiers sitting in a movie theater or a drill hall or a field house. They have, as been said in the military, been voluntold to attend a mandatory performance of a play about a fierce and respected warrior who slips into a depression after losing one of his best friends, tries to attempt to murder his commanding officers, fails, and then, against the pleading and wishes of his wife and his family and troops, ultimately takes his own life. It could be a story ripped from today's headlines, as I know we all know, but it is the story of Sophocles Ajax. The first person to stand up after one of our performances for a military audience said the following: "Hello, I am the proud mother of a Marine and the wife of a Navy SEAL, and my husband went away 4 times to war, and each time he came back just like Ajax, dragging invisible bodies into our house. And to quote from the play, our home is a slaughterhouse." Tecmessa, Ajax's wife in the play, has this line as she hesitates to tell the chorus what has become of their brave leader. She says, "How can I say something that has never been spoken?" Sophocles' plays help us now and then to answer that essential question. When people see their own struggles and lives reflected in an ancient narrative, they open up and they say things they never expected to say out loud, let alone in front of an audience, personal, deep things about their experiences. After an early performance of Theater of War, a Vietnam veteran came up to me and said, "Knowing that PTSD is from BC makes me feel less alone in the world." After another performance at a military base, a soldier came up to me and said, "Bryan, I've been separated from my unit for 4 years. Being separated from your unit is like being stripped of your humanity." I think Sophocles wrote these plays to restore humanity to individuals for who, whatever reason, felt they had lost their humanity along the way. I think he wrote these plays to help us heal. Without humanity, none of this means anything. And perhaps most memorably, a general officer stood up after one of our performances and said the following: "I think Sophocles might have been in the minority with regard to his compassion for the individuals who were struggling with the issues in his community that he portrayed in his plays. I think Sophocles was trying to send a leadership message out to the highest ranking and lowest ranking members of his community. I think Sophocles wrote these plays and had them staged in the center of his city to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable." And that is what happens every time we present Theater of War, now 175 times for more than 40,000 service members, veterans, and their families all over the world. And all of our other projects that now address pressing public health and social justice issues through live theater, community dialogue, and a range of other media, including graphic novels, webcomics, and other social media. People are comforted by what brings them together across time as human beings and across very divergent standpoints, and they are afflicted by the understanding that empathy isn't always enough, and by the moral responsibility to do everything they can to mitigate the suffering of individuals living in their communities. Theater is an ancient military technology which we are now licensing from Sophocles to raise awareness, to erode stigmas, to promote understanding and healing and, yes, resilience, and to stir our fellow citizens to action. Thank you very much.